Thank you. Well, it's a pleasure to be here today with Berengy and ProVen VCT and talk to you about what we are doing leading the eyewear revolution, which I think Trevor talked a little about the aspirations of the businesses in the portfolio. We really are trying to change an industry and a market here, which is a 25 billion euro market with some of the highest margins in retail. So to talk about today, what I wanted to cover was the massive market opportunity that we see here. Talk about some of the innovations that we've been driving to win in that market, and then talking as well about some of the progress we've made since the first investment from Berengy and ProVen, driving for 100% top-line growth since the first investment. So given that we're in the vision care industry, I thought I would start with a little sight test here. If you can look on the right at the chart, if it looks a little blurry, I can tell you where you can get a pair of glasses online. No, for those of you who are a little worried, it's meant to be blurry. And the point of this slide is actually this comic on the right here, where you can see the optician saying to the customer, "Is that still blurry? This might be a good time to show you your bill." So obviously the point being that customers are feeling like they're getting ripped off, they have sticker shock in the optician. This actually is a pretty good group to be talking to, because I do see quite a few glasses wearers out there. Maybe I could just ask, how many of you felt like you paid a little bit too much, or you couldn't quite understand why you had to pay so much the last time you got your pair of glasses? This might be a well-to-do group, so it's always a dangerous question. So it's addressing, I think, that concern that's really the core of our business. And so to give you some of the key insights into the economics in this industry and the margins that are in it, I wanted to let you in on a dirty little secret that optician is not really telling you when you're in the store. And that's that to make a pair of high-quality acetate frames, we do have a stand outside during lunch, which I would encourage you to visit to get a chance to see some of the frames. To make a pair of frames similar to this, the actual cost is roughly £5. It can be anywhere from 2 up to 10 to 12. It doesn't cost a lot to make a good, high-quality pair of frames that would be very similar to one of the branded products that you might see. And for the lenses you can see here on the left, that's what an uncut lens looks like before it's shaped into the shape of the frame and then put into the frame. Those can cost from £2.50 British quality standard to make. That's the real cost of a lot of this that the optician doesn't want to tell you. So you're seeing markups both in wholesale and retail of up to 1,000% in this category. For us, that's the great ripoff that we're exposing and trying to take advantage of with our business model. So our ambition is nothing short of revolutionizing the optical market. Like I said, it's a 25 billion euro market, really by disintermediating and taking out the optician and going direct to consumer, to pass all the savings that's in that value chain and send it back to the consumer. And so that's because of this disruptive online model that we have. So if you can look on the left here for a typical UK high street optician, you can see a big chunk of cost that's going to be your optometrists, your opticians who won't always be fully utilized, sales staff. You'll have high street store costs, still making actually a very healthy gross margin in this category. You can see on the right, we have much lower costs if you come and visit our business. We have one large distribution center here in the UK. We have opticians on the phone. We have one website. Much lower costs. We can give our customers 50 up to 70% savings off what they pay on the high street and actually still have a healthy gross margin for ourselves. The gross margin in our own prescription glasses business is between 65 and 70% for the last few years. We're also really changing the way that people buy glasses. The traditional and typical buying period tends to be focused around the eye test. Well, you'll get a reminder from your optician. It's been a year, it's been 2 years, why don't you come back in, get your eyes tested, you go into the back, the person in the white lab coat gives you the sight test, you walk back out, you're handed off to a sales assistant, and they sell you a pair of glasses. That's really been the retail experience combined with the medical experience. It doesn't need to be that way. The industry's been deregulated for 30 years. You don't have to buy your glasses at the same place that you get your sight test. And that's something that we're taking advantage of. The actual customer of Glasses Direct who buys more than one pair buys in that same time period, that's 28 months, typically on the high street between those purchases, buys 3.6 pairs of glasses. That's because we provide better value and convenience. So we're actually making it into much more of an affordable fashion category, like you might think of ASOS or Topshop. It also means that customers can have a pair for home, a pair for work, a pair for the car, a pair for the study, etc. So we're actually changing the way that people buy glasses and empowering them to actually wear quite a few bit more. We also recently looked to see how many of our customers were buying a lot of glasses, and we found that we had, over the 8 years of the business so far, we've had 10,000 customers who've bought 10 or more pairs from us. We instantly had over 12 customers who had bought 50 or more pairs of glasses for us. So I think I'm personally going to visit each and every one of them and say thank you for the custom. But it's amazing to see how people really are changing the amount of glasses that they buy. So we're talking a little bit about the size of the market here. So Trevor talked a little bit about some of the retail and online retail markets that they're investing in. If you look at the online penetration, so that's the move from offline into online across some of these key categories. You look at key apparel retail now at 12%, jewelry now at 14%. A lot of these categories are getting to the mid-teens. If you look at eyewear, for all the reasons I talked about, being tied up with the optician, the sight test, etc., it's still just between 3 and 4%. In 2015, it's still actually really early in the days of development of this category. So we think there's no reason why, and I'll talk a little about what we're doing to drive the industry there. It can't be 10 to 15, potentially 20%, just like a lot of these other retail categories that have moved online. And if you think about the size of that, if you take the 25 billion euro market that I talked about, break it up into its 3 components here of prescription glasses, which is by far the largest retail category here. That's a full 2/3 of the category. Contact lenses and sunglasses. You can see here in prescription glasses, only really 2% is actually online. That's the light blue at the bottom. A bit more of contact lenses and a bit more of sunglasses. If those reach the 10 to 15% that I talked about, that's a 3.5 billion online market. That's the potential for us. So we see a really big market size to be going after. So we've had to do that, though, by innovating to really change the way that people are buying glasses and address some of the concerns that they have. So you might be looking at some of those stats and say, okay, I get the price, the economics look great, but I really want to try these glasses on before I'd wear them. Some of you might be thinking that, hopefully, as a potential customer. So when we started the business, we asked potential customers, what's going to stop you from buying online? 80% said, I want to try them on to see whether they fit, whether the style is right for me. So we launched a free home trial. I actually brought a box here. We'll have some out at lunch for you to be able to look at as well. You can choose 4 pairs that you find on the website that you like. We'll send them to you at home. It comes in a box like this. You get it next day. You can ask your friends, family, colleagues at work, etc. You can try them on. You can make faces in the mirror to see what works. Post them back to us free of charge again. Go back to the website and buy the pair of glasses that you want. A full 50% of our first-time customers use the home trial. And of those that do, they spend 25% more than customers who don't use the home trial. So it actually pays for itself with the incremental margin you get from customers because they really develop the trust. They say, this is a pair of glasses that I like and that works for me. One of the other things that we've been working on is using technology to save the same problem, to solve the same problem here. This is a demonstration of a 3D augmented reality virtual mirror that we launched on the website last year, working together with a Silicon Valley technology company. It takes a video of you from your webcam, and then it superimposes the 1,000 frames that we have on the website with the actual size that you can see whether it fits and it works for you. And in terms of thinking about how that's changing the business and actually making it easier for people to buy, lots of numbers here, but the most important one is that of customers who hadn't used a virtual mirror, that 3.7% of them who came to the website, visited the product page, ended up buying. If they did use the virtual mirrors, 8.9% ended up buying, so 237% increase in conversion of those that used the 3D virtual mirror. We also know that customers who buy online like speed. So I don't know how many of you are Amazon Prime customers or keep shopping on Amazon. You keep surprised that it was 3 days and now it's 1 day and then it's within the hour. We do know that customers do want to get things quickly when they order online. On the high street, it takes about a week to 2 weeks, typically for a pair of glasses. We actually were the first site to put our own in-house lab in place, which means that we actually manufacture all of our own lenses I was showing you there. Our technicians enter them into the frame. We have 7 robotic machines that do that. Now it means that 80% of our orders are delivered within 3 days, which is 3 times faster than the high street. And it helps us to deliver a net promoter score, so a score of how our customers are thinking about us and wanting to tell others about us of 80%, which puts us in the top quintile of retailers. There's also another way to provide that value to the customers. So the pair of glasses I'm holding here is one of our own house brands. So we can give customers who want to have a designer look, a nicer pair of glasses, our own brand product, roughly at about the third the price they would pay for a designer, a high street designer. So London Retro is our most successful house brand of those brands that we developed. It's our fastest growing brand. It's growing over 100% a year. And we sold 60,000 of these frames since we launched it. On average, just to give you a scope, the sense of the scope of the business, we sell about 20 to 25,000 frames on a monthly basis. So that's about some of the innovation we've done to build the category and make it easier for people to buy online. We also know that we need to tell other people that we think there's this better way to buy glasses. And really the focus, obviously, of today is for you to see the results of and the use of the proceeds and the investments you're making in our business. Launching a TV campaign was one of the major use of proceeds from our most recent or the first round of financing when Berengia came in. I've got the ad to show you here. We really focus on the comparison of the price versus the high street and the home trial. I wanted to show you the ad. I don't know if you guys can roll it up there.
After thinking I was paying too much for my glasses, I just went home and went direct to Glasses Direct.
Me too. And us.
Ooh, fireman. Anyway, I chose from hundreds of frames from £25 with lenses. And I took their free home trial too. 4 pairs to try out at home for free.
We did that.
Test drive your new glasses today.
They're great.
And see if you could save at glassesdirect.co.uk.
So we've seen some fantastic results. Has anybody seen the ad on TV, by the way? Somebody raise their hand, yes. Okay, good. Yeah, money well spent, no. So the results have been fantastic, actually. So we have seen the results, which is great, not just here in the room. We're spending roughly about £2 million a year now on the TV campaign. It's driven the growth in our Glasses Direct business to over 50% on a year-on-year basis. Through the TV, so we measure through several different ways the impact of the TV. We've generated over 12,000 new customers and orders for the business. That's the graph on the right here. On the left here, on the right, you can see since we started the TV campaign, the cost of each of those new customers has come down to just above £60 now, which is in our target of lifetime value for a customer. So we've also proved that this is a great scalable channel for us to continue to grow the business. And then, like I think Trevor mentioned before in his introduction, that was really more about Glasses Direct, which has been the historical heart of the business. We've also launched some new businesses and acquired new businesses to take our portfolio into new category segments. So we also manage Sunglasses Shop, you can see here in the middle, which is our designer sunglasses website. Eyewear Brands is our designer sunglasses site, partnered with MyOptique, which I think you saw the video from before. We have LensBest and LensOn and NetsOptica are our sites in the German markets and the Scandinavian markets. And in terms of the ambition and the scale of our business and the scope of it, we actually started in a small converted barn in Wiltshire and have since grown it now into a proper European business where I think, like Trevor said before, roughly 2/3 of our business is now outside the UK. We have 225 staff now around the UK, Germany, and Scandinavia, and our mission really is to be the largest optical retailer in Europe. So we've always had a customer focus in terms of the scale of where we've reached in. So we celebrated our 3 millionth customer. That's across all the brands that I talked about just this summer. We also always have our eye on value and saving money for our customers. So we've also calculated that we've saved our customers over 200 million euros since we started our business. And finally, just getting to the end here, just some of the numbers around how we have been spending the investment capital that you've provided us. If you can look here on the left, this is last year's revenue. So we were doing 42 million euros of turnover. You can see the split there between our prescription glasses business, our sunglasses business, and contacts. The next chart, the next line there, the current year, we are organically growing at a roughly 30% rate, so organically targeting 55 million in terms of turnover. You can see the big growth there through Glasses Direct and the prescription business in the light blue. Trevor also mentioned the acquisition this summer, which was the primary use of proceeds from the most recent investment. Very helpful to have Trevor and the team from Berengia lead an internal round to make that happen, which is really important for us. It's a competitive environment. We had to move quickly. We went back to our existing investors, lined up some external venture debt providers as well. We were able to close the transaction quite quickly. It adds another 25 million euros of turnover to the business, so we're now run rating roughly 80 million across the whole business, which means growth of about 93% on an annual basis. And in our kind of most core key opportunity and high margin business in prescription glasses, that's growth of 100% year on year. So a good healthy mix, I think, of continuing to buy new businesses and bring them into our infrastructure across Europe, but also grow organically through TV and brand building. And then as a final slide, we really are about building passion. I think the other CEO talked about the passionate teams inside the business. We're also trying to build passion amongst our customers as well, so they go out and tell other people about our business. And it really manifests itself in lots of interesting ways. I just thought I would share actually a poem that one of our customers, this is Kathleen Marshall, wrote, just sent in to our customer service team after she'd bought her pair of glasses. I'll just read a couple of lines there. So, the glasses fit my face such as a treat, perched on my nose looking so neat. I gaze in the mirror, admiring the view. I can't believe that these are new. The cost was low, the service high. Where are they from? My friends all cry. I'm happy to tell them from whence they came, so they can pay and buy the same. Glasses Direct, you are the best. I kid you not, I do not jest. I wish you well in all you do, and send my love to all your crew. So it's great to see our customers as well getting as excited about our business as I clearly am, and I think the rest of our team. So thank you, and this is also great. You know, as always, a salesman here. We've got a code for you. ProVen 30 on Glasses Direct. If you want to buy from one of our other brands, just let me know. 30% off the basket there, and make sure to stop by and see our stand outside. Thank you.